Subscribe to my channel before we dive in. He raised his glass, the light catching on his diamond cufflinks like a warning I'd ignored once before. "Let's toast," he said, grinning at the crowd. "To family, and to my sister, who got fired again. Maybe she should stick to stripping." The laughter hit harder than the whiskey I'd been nursing all night. Then came Dad's low, amused, cruel chuckle. "At least she's good at that," he added, and the room erupted. I didn't flinch, didn't blink. I'd been waiting for this exact moment. And when the CEO walked in, eyes immediately on me, every whisper froze. He didn't know it yet, but tonight, he would see who truly earned the spotlight. I used to idolize my brother Daniel, the golden child, the charmer, the one who could talk his way into any deal, any heart, any lie. He had helped me land my first job at the firm, bragged to everyone about my brilliance tempered by stubbornness. I believed he saw me, until I learned he had whispered to HR that I was emotionally unstable. That's why I was fired. He wanted me gone because I had something he coveted, an algorithm I had developed for the company's data division. The very project that secured his promotion. My code, my work, my career. He even convinced Dad I was a failure. "She's too emotional for corporate life," Dad had said. That night, they celebrated my resignation without me. But I wasn't emotional. I was taking notes. It began with a name. My code carried a unique signature, 3 characters buried deep in the sequence, RJN, my initials. One night, I saw a company report on LinkedIn, a new AI system Daniel presented as his own. There was my code, my name hidden inside like a buried truth. Heartbreak settled quietly, then transformed into calculation. I didn't confront him. I studied, waited, and took a freelance role at a cybersecurity firm to gather what I needed: access, proof, silence. When the company announced Daniel's promotion to vice president, I already had backups of every file he had stolen, every timestamp, every email he'd sent from my account to frame me. I even had the investor he'd been entangled with recorded, confessing to insider trading, one I'd orchestrated through a dummy company. All I needed was timing. And tonight was perfect. The party was at the Glass House, mirrors everywhere, as if the truth itself were watching. Daniel stood at the center, all charm and champagne. Dad beside him, proud patriarch. Board members circling, laughing like trained seals. I arrived late, dressed simple, calm. They hadn't expected me. I was a family embarrassment, the one everyone loved to mock. When Daniel saw me, his grin sharpened. "Didn't expect you'd show up," he smirked. "I like surprises," I said. 5 minutes later, the CEO entered. The room straightened. Daniel lifted his glass for that cruel toast. And when the laughter died, the CEO turned to him, then to me. "Miss Nolan," he said, extending a hand. "I'm glad you could make it. We reviewed your file." The crowd murmured. Daniel blinked. "Her file." The CEO smiled thinly. "Your algorithm, Daniel, the one that secured the last contract? Turns out it's registered under your sister's patent. We traced it. Impressive work, Ms. Nolan." Silence. Daniel's face drained. That's impossible," he stammered. I tilted my head. "I thought so, too, until the audit." Dad looked between us, confusion turning to horror. "Audit? The SEC is investigating." The CEO continued, calm as a scalpel. "We discovered insider trading, data theft, and intellectual property fraud, all connected to Daniel's accounts. He's suspended pending investigation." Gasps. A drop glass. Daniel's voice cracked. "You did this." I met his eyes, steady. "No, you did." Security entered, quiet, professional. Daniel tried to speak, but the CEO cut him off. "I suggest you call your lawyer. The board will convene in the morning." As they escorted him out, I watched him past the mirrors, each reflection smaller, weaker, broken. Dad tried to follow, but the CEO stopped him. "Your daughter will be taking his position on an interim basis. She built the foundation we stand on. It's time we acknowledge that." Dad didn't speak. He just stared at me. The daughter he had laughed at, now holding everything he valued. I turned to crowd. No toast, no applause. Just silence. heavy with consequence. Walking out of that glass prison, the air felt clean for the first time in years. Daniel's empire had been built on lies. I had simply made sure the truth burned brighter than any spotlight he ever stood under. People say revenge doesn't heal. They're wrong. It doesn't just heal, it restores balance. And when he realized who truly took his place, he finally understood what I excel at: winning in silence.